Yo folks, welcome back to another video. I was just working on this drum bass tune here in the background, and before I show it to you, please make sure you turn down the volume because it's very, very loud, okay? So very basic drum bass roller setup, just drums, bass, and yeah, a muted pad sound, nothing special. And here on the master channel, so I don't use here the master of Bitwig, I just use this parent group kinda. On this master channel, I want to use the frequency shifter, plus, of course. And with the last update, we have now here these time-based settings, right? So quarter note, half note, eighth note, and so on. And I want to use now here the bar setting, and type in 8 bars, right? So now we can shift the frequencies up or down across the time frame of 8 bars. And we probably also have to use the feedback then a bit to increase the effect. So this is how it sounds. Right, you can hear how it shifts up the frequencies, and it almost sounds like a riser sound. So normally for these type of effects, you use some filtered noise or maybe a saw lead and then you pitch it up, or some kind of weird modulations over time. But here you can use the audio content of your track and just filter it through this frequency shifter and just shift everything up, and it sounds, yeah, like a riser. So we don't want to have this effect here all the time, so I'm just automating the mix knob and say I want to have here 50% here at the drop. Well, it's not the drop, it's actually here, when you want to drop to the next section. So we bring in here the mix knob, and then we shift up, and then we bring it down to 0%. Maybe increase the feedback a bit more. Maybe we can also here remove a bit of the low end content. And then we have this width knob here, and it does something different than all the other width knobs of Bitwig Studio. It's not like that you can change here the volume of the side channel. You actually offset the phase for the frequency shifter on the right channel by a certain degree. So now then you have a frequency shift, or a different frequency shift on the left channel than on the right channel, right? And it sounds like this. If you do it too much, right, then you have like a completely opposite 90-degree shift on the left than on the right side, and it sounds too weird actually. But so I just dial in here a few degrees and you're good actually, so it sounds more stereo. We can then use your wet FX and bring in, let's say, maybe a blur. Maybe we can also use here the delay of this frequency shifter itself. Oh yeah, we can also decrease here the delay time. Maybe reduce here the mix a bit more, because it becomes very loud here with the feedback. I just want to slowly mix it in, or just underlay everything with this kind of rising effect. Even though 20% is enough, maybe. Okay, so here we can just duplicate this and put it at the end of this sequence. And maybe also this here we want to have here, and maybe here we do the opposite. And you can amplify this even more by, I don't know, maybe you just use 4 bars, which does it a bit faster, right? Or you change the feedback here, or you change it to shifting down over time. Or you bring a reverb in here, also possible probably. So very easy to set up. You just use time-based setting here, bar, and then you type in the bars you want to shift up or down. And then you get this effect pretty easily just by dialing in the feedback here. Yeah, very easy in my opinion, very fun. And you don't need to use filtered noise or any of these type of effects if you want to create risers or these kind of fall downs or impact sounds. Also interesting to use this frequency shifter actually on the bass sound itself. And normally you don't want to do this, right? Because of phase issues and stuff like this. But it really creates sometimes some interesting effects. Let me see here. That's the bass. Let me disable here the dagger. Let's mute or solo here the bass. So a bit boring. So let's say we put your frequency shifter on that. And we also can use bar here, shifting down 1 bar. And it's kind of not like a frequency shift, it's more like a modulation effect in a way. So slow LFO modulations type of thing. Or maybe faster, let's say quarter note, 2 quarter notes, 1 quarter note. Three quarter notes. Or maybe go to hertz here and dial in something like. So it can make bass sounds sometimes a bit more interesting. You can also use it in the audio rate area, right? So not like slow modulations like I did here all the time. You can also go to kilohertz and say here the bass is actually, let's say, on E. We can take any E, E3 maybe, which is E3, or let's say E4, which is 659 hertz. We have kilohertz here, so this is 0.659 kilohertz. E3 is 0.33. Well, let's take a lower E2 on 6.5. Right, so you can try to use the frequency of the root node of the space sound and then see if you get some interesting results with the frequency shifter. And then you use the mix knob and bring it in or out at certain points, right? So it's not like you want to have this all the time. Let's go back to 6.6. And then maybe put it together through some kind of compression or saturation effect. I don't know. It's just an option. So I'm just playing around with this here for a while, and it's kind of interesting what you can do with the frequency shifter actually besides just shifting frequencies. So it's nice for these type of riser effects. It's also nice for sound design here, for the bass even, in my opinion. So slow modulation effects, and then also overlaying here this with the root frequency, and then bring in some overtones with this. So kind of interesting. Some ideas with the frequency shifter, and that's something I want to tell you in this video. That's the main topic of this video, okay? Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.